With all due respect, Secretary of State, data is showing a massive decline in house building starts. The sector is saying they do not have the skills and the workforce. A number of builders are saying that they do not have confidence because some of the regulation, which they rightly welcome on building safety, is holding up those houses coming forward. When you've got data and a report from the IPPR in January this year showing that 90,000 families will be pushed into poverty because of the shortfall in the local housing allowance, is that not a political choice by the government to continue to freeze that and push those children into poverty?
Well, I think it's important to state that any further decisions, like I say, we've already put £34 billion a year into housing support, and we've increased that in April of 2024. But the decisions on local housing allowance will be made in the round at the budget alongside the other decisions that the government have already made, which is it has had an impact on families. We're rolling out in September more childcare places and more support for families in work. And families will tell you the cost of childcare and the support around the school meals, the school uniforms, the breakfast clubs, these will all have an impact in the round, including the work that we've been doing on the Employment Rights Bill, which will give families more security as well. I think that you can't take one in isolation. A government has to have a number of priorities. We are investing in putting money into local housing allowance, but the truth is that the way to fix this problem is not by rents increasing significantly by having private landlords that are putting social tenants in private landlord accommodation. The way to fix this problem is by having more social housing for people that desperately need it.
It is. And just finally on that, again, even when the National Residential Landlords Association are telling us about the impact of local housing allowance, the very same children that we need to be in the breakfast clubs, they're parents who need the jobs from the Employment Rights Bill, the flexibility they will get from being able to request flexible working, the jobs that will be created, the many millions of people that will see their wage increase from the increase in the minimum wage, they all still need a place to sleep.
That's right.
And that's not going to happen because we can't build the homes fast enough. So in the interim, they are renting within the private rented sector. But a lot of them are not able to rent locally because of the freeze on the local housing allowance.
I think, again, Chair, what we've done on top of that is the Renters' Rights Bill, which is protecting many, and the homelessness prevention and the extra money that we've set aside for that, which local councils can look at some of that in ways of preventing homelessness as well, but also around ending Section 21 no-fault evictions and some of the challenges that families face that lead them to homelessness in the first place, which we've seen where landlords will evict people, families with no excuse, and then we'll ramp up the rent and put somebody in because the housing market is in such a dire situation. So we've been taking measures to try and prevent some of those egregious type of practices at the same time as building the homes that we need and supporting families now through a number of measures to alleviate the pressures, the financial pressures that they're under. But the rents is one element of pressures on families, but there's a whole host of other pressures that families are facing, which we're trying to support them with as well.
4 years left.
Yeah. So I'm listening to what the market is saying. I meet with them regularly, meet with developers, I meet with local authorities, and I'm tracking where we're at. As I said, the planning applications are up by 6% in the same quarter. That's the first indicator.